This is the second and the last of the series of the videos for this Range Rover. On this video we will do a walk around interior, we will do an engine start, and I want to take it for a very short spin. And the only reason I want to do that is because there is a light that comes on the dash when the car is started, but the light goes away immediately when the car is driven. So let's just get to it. Again, it's a warm climate car, so there's no rust anywhere. We already looked at undercarriage, there's no rust there, and it's the same with the rest of the car. There is no rust. Also, very rare, this car actually appears to be all original or mostly original paint. A lot of cars that we get that come from either Spain or Italy, they end up being repainted, painted, I guess. A lot of fender benders. Sometimes the paint work is subprime. Sometimes you can see a filler under the paint when somebody tried to fix, I don't know, a deep scratch, maybe a dent. This one doesn't have any of that. It's actually a very straight body, and if you look at it, there's no waves anywhere. The gaps between the panels are also nice and straight, and the car actually looks very nice. Now obviously it's an older car, so it does have flaws, and most of these flaws are limited to just surface scratches and small dents, like for example the one here on this bumper. Also, from this position I can tell you that the fog light has a crack. Moving forward along this side of the car, I don't think there is much. I think there's more on the other side, but if you look very closely, there's just some surface scratches here around this handle, and also there is a very surface scratch right here that probably will buff out, and there are probably some other hairline scratches in other places. There's a tiny little dent over here. Wheels look good. Because of how big the tires are, these wheels actually don't have a lot of markings. This one does have a couple of little things over here. That's really about it. It does have very good looking tires that I think came on the car when we bought it. Something here looked like maybe a previous repair of a bumper cover, and a little touch up over here. And some scuffing on this corner. And then if you look closely, it's actually hard to tell from standing next to the car, but this edge, it looks like has some touch up right here towards the end. So not sure what happened here, but previous owner or whoever just touched that up. Now this side has a little bit more imperfections. Now again, as far as the paint itself, it's very nice. The body panels are straight, and it doesn't look like any collision repairs or any bondo, but there are some scratches, and there are some very surface scratches right here. Not sure how visible. These actually, I believe, could be buffed out because I can't feel them with my nail, so they will probably be buffed out. But there is one over here that was already touched up, and that will not buff out. Maybe there is a way to make it look better, but that scratch is not going away. And then there's another vertical scratch right here that has been touched up by someone in the past. And that's really about it. Again, some surface stuff over here. Almost looks like the car went through maybe some bushes. because these scratches are very long, but there are also very on the surface, and I think that's gonna buff out because again it's very shallow. You can't even feel it with your nail. Some little touch-up area over here. Looks like maybe a previous dent repair, I don't know, but some touch-up right over here. And then there's another scratch that was a deeper scratch that was touched up on this fender. That's really about it. I see there's a scuff on the bottom of the bumper right there. I'm sure you can see it. And then there's another scuff over here. Now these textured bumpers, they're actually pretty easy to fix. I mean, all you got to do is just kind of sand it down, get rid of this scratch, and refinish it with a trim paint. And that's really about it. The car is dirty, as you can see. Tiny little dent on the hood, and that's really about it. Let's look inside. Oh, now when I stood up, I see this, some scratches. The interior is pretty nice, not perfect, but very nice and clean. Seats are nice. The upholstery all looks good. The dash, the fake wood, I guess, that looks good too. Some wear on the driver's seat, but not much. Here is look like a little hole on this from the side, but nothing on top. And from what I remember, the back seats also look very nice, along with carpets and all that. The headliner looks good, and I don't remember if we replaced it or not. I know we didn't replace it now. So if it was replaced by us, it was done when we first sold the car, which would be like a year ago or a year and a half ago. But it's all intact, or maybe it is original. I really don't know how to tell. But it does look good. One other thing on there is one little imperfection here, and also I see there is one over there. One thing I wanted to say is the glass. I think it's all original. It doesn't say Land Rover on it. It has this logo, but it's all uniform. So that makes me think that it's all original, and whatever this brand is, they were making glass for Land Rover back then, because they're all the same. Let's start this car. Oh, and one other thing on the inside, it's missing a little bezel that goes around this. I don't know how difficult that is to replace. We didn't look for it. I mean, obviously that works, but that little bezel is missing. I got keys in my pocket. There are 2 keys for the car, and the car is still pretty cold. It only ran for a few minutes. I had to move it from the back to the front. So we got the glow plugs done. Oh, wrong key maybe. There we go. So as you see, there is a light for ABS, and that light goes away as soon as the car starts moving. As far as everything else, there's no warning messages. There are some warning messages when you first start the car, and then everything goes away. And I'm not sure what these messages are, but again, none of these messages actually stay. They all go away when you start the engine. Air conditioning blows cold. It actually has a climate control. I see this radio has a little messed up display, so I'm not really sure if that radio works or not. Maybe. Oh, okay, I think it does. Yeah, it does. It just has to. There we go. So the radio is working despite having a little screwed up display. All right, well, let's take it just. We're not gonna take it far. I just want to show you that this ABS light there you go, and again, it goes out as soon as you start moving. But while we're on it, let's just take it kind of around the block. This is 2.5 liter straight 6 turbocharged diesel, made by BMW. That engine was in a lot of BMW cars and also Land Rovers, some Land Rovers. The nice thing about it is that even on US market, this engine was offered on a 524 TD, I believe. So if you need to service this engine, you can still do it. There should still be parts available because some of the US models had the same engine. And I just noticed that when I step on the brake, that ABS light comes on for a split second. Not sure what it means. And also, I don't know if it does it every time, but I can only tell you the brakes feel pretty good. The car feels pretty good. The suspension feels very nice and tight. So there you go. Again, those lights just flashed at me. Not sure why, but during normal driving they are not on. Maybe there is a sensor, maybe there's something, but looks like the system seems to be fine, and they didn't come on right now. So obviously when you brake, they just flash at you sometimes, but not every time. All right, and we are back. I hope this is enough. Thank you.